welcome to the Music Scout podcast with myself, Lewis Fisher, and welcome to episode 113. Thank you very much for joining me for today's episode. Hope you enjoyed last week's episode where we had some amazing music, and today is going to be the same as last week. So we're just going to keep the ball rolling with all of these artists that we keep finding and for you guys to discover, and also just to see if you can find some new favourite artists out there for you. So that's what this podcast is all about, is discovery. So I hope you are ready for the ride. So we're going to kick off today with Field Music, who have been on this show before, and this is going to be one of their new tracks called Money is a Memory. And we've also got the likes of Mosa Wild, we've got Coin, the Felice Brothers, Boy Azooga, EUT, and then to finish us off for the day is Fuzzy Sun with a fantastic song called I Ain't Right. So we're going to kick straight into Field Music, and if you haven't really heard of them before, I'd definitely say they've got a real 80s vibe about them, which is quite unique about them. And it just feels like I'm being transported back to the 80s with the use of the instrumentation, and also even some of the lyricism as well is very reflective of the 80s as well. So do strap yourselves in for another episode of episode 113, and let's kick off with Field Music and Money is a Memory. Field Music there with Money is a Memory, a nice little funky opener there for you, and I hope you can see the correlation, what I mean with the whole 80s vibe there. So this is coming from their album Making a New World, which came out this year, and with the latest single release of Logic. It's yeah, they're definitely keeping busy. I mean, they've had I've had every sort of 2 years for the last 6 years they've made an album. So we had Common Time in 2016, Open Here, which is what I was introduced to in 2018, and then Making a New World, which came out in 2020. So had a lot to listen to, and they are pumping out some new music. So yeah, do go check out Field Music with the track Money is a Memory. And now we'll just move on to the next track then, which is going to be Mosa Wild, and this is going to be the track called Tides.
Stuck out on the floor, babe. When the tide came rushing in, you hit rewind. Now the ocean's breathing in. Yeah, the ocean's breathing in. Yeah, the ocean broken and shipwrecked. See my heart adrift, break and decide. There's a fire burning down. There's a fire burning down. There's a fire. Stuck out in the blue. Your body's cold, your eyes are blue. Say movie just to breathe again. Talking like you don't care. I know it bothers you, drinking the air. And no, I feel it too. And no, I feel it. And no, keep it what you keep hate. It'll tear right through your soul, and you don't wanna die here. So far from home, when you're just so far from home. Stuck out in the blue. Was it me watching you? I can't recall. Was it me you saw? Stuck out in the blue. Was it me watching you? I can't recall. Was it me you saw? To see your body leaving, it taints the picture of our love. And what you mean you're really leaving? The tide will turn you back to me.
Mosa Wild there with the track Tides, and that's coming from their EP Talking in Circles, which is their very first debut EP coming out in 2019 called Talking in Circles. And this is a crafted EP about love, loss, feeling stuck, and also a bit of heartbreak as well. And this sort of continues and flows through the whole EP of all of these things, but also Tides reflects all of this quite nicely. So if you did enjoy that track, do go and check out the rest of the EP. So let's move on to the next track then. We've got Coin with the track Let It All Out with 10:05, and I'm not too sure why they've gone for a sort of 10 in brackets for this one, but you know, you can let it all out 10 in the morning or the afternoon. You know, clearly 10 is it's quite a key time. Maybe today, maybe check what's happening at 10 and see what actually happens in the day and night. 'Cause you never know. This song might be a correlation to that. So let's have a listen to this fantastic track, Coin and Let It All Out.
When you lost something but you had enough,
you hold someone but you're losing touch. You're rubbing salt deep in the cut. Oh, every move you make is apocalypse, and you feel your fate as your fingertips. Oh, this is my last line defense. Let it all out. Front door, and I can't recall what I came here for. My skin is thick, but I can't take much more. Let it all out. Let it all out. Let it all out. Jesus, are you listening? If you have a plan, can you fill me in? Oh, Jesus, if you're listening,
Coin and Let It All Out 10:05. So that was from their album Dreamland, and a really interesting way to sort of bring out. It's got a real, almost like a filter on top of this whole song. It feels like it's a little bit dampened down, and it feels it's just a very chilled out song, I must say. And Dreamland is a fantastic album. If you want to go and check out something, Dreamland by Coin is a brilliant album. And if you did enjoy that song, then that's off that album. So yeah, especially the ending there, just very creative, very artistic with all of the sound effects that's going on. And like I said, it's almost like a filter on top of everything that's going on. It almost feels everything is muted, especially with the keys as well. But it works to an effective way. And we've had a few songs like that recently where there seems like a whole layer on top of everything that's being played that really adds to the whole impression of the band. And if that's your first impression, like it was with me, I'm very impressed. So yeah, do go check out Coin and Let It All Out. So we'll move on to the next track, which is going to be the Felice Brothers, and this is going to be the song Undress.
Undress, America, undress, under the longest tree. You and me, America undressed. Smell the chrysanthemum. Republicans and Democrats undress. Even the evangelical. Yeah, you lighten up undress. Shake the maracas. Everyone's nude on Family Feud undress. Under the mushroom cloud, the Pentagon undress. Lady Liberty, crimes against humanity undress. Caesars of Wall Street, Brooklyn Bridge undress. Comanche and Iroquois, exploitation, genocide undress. Bank of America, Kelly Ann undress. Read me the riot act. Vice President and President French kiss. Nobody beats the wind. Plymouth Rock undress. The slaughter of innocents. Trigger happy deputies. Conservatives and lobster bears. Industrialists and anarchists. Sweet as youth, but sweeter truth. Chain of collusion, endless confusion. When will we see the light of day? Chain of illusions, endless confusion. When will we find the light of day? When will we find? When will we find? When will we find the light of day?
So there's one thing about the Felice Brothers and the song Undress is that it definitely comes in leaps and bounds. The beginning really sets the tone of something mysterious happening, and then ends up quite being a little bit of a jazzy, spicy number as soon as the keys and the drums kick in, and then ends up being like a full-on rock song at the end there. Real sort of grit to it by the end. It goes through many waves and characters, and I feel like that was one of my favourites of this episode. It's a real twist and turner, but the moment that the keys kick in, and it starts to get a little bit juicy. It's definitely when it sort of gets me going. And so Felice Brothers and Undressed, do go check out the rest of their songs. So it is time for the double header of music. We've got a track from Boy Azooga and Oh Silly Me, and then we're going to hear from EUT, which is a really interesting track actually, a female vocalist, but almost feels very sassy but quite aggressive at the same time, and I feel like I've done it justice by describing it that way at the same time. So It's Love But It's Not Mine is the track, and that's going to be from EUT. Very much different, these two tracks, but they're very same in quality nonetheless. So Boy Azooga first with Oh Silly Me, and then you hear from EUT and It's Love But It's Not Mine. And then we will close the show after that with a few plugs. Got to get those plugs in. And we'll close with Fuzzy Sun and I Ain't Right. So I will be back in a mo. Enjoy.
It's a little predictable, the bag I'm in.
It's been another long night, overthinking everything. You can bury the bones, can you bury the soul? No one wants to think about how the time is running out. They always look the other way. We find distractions in their day, but that's not the way I roll. That's not the way I roll. Don't pretend I'm in control. Don't pretend I'm in control. I can't comprehend infinity. Oh, see, guess I'll just have to wait and see. I used to feel invincible way back when. Always blowing my mind to think I worried my best friend. I tried to get to the bones just to bury the soul. No one wants to think about how the time is running out. They always look the other way. I find distractions in their day, but that's not the way I roll. That's not the way I roll. I don't pretend I'm in control. Don't pretend I'm in control. I can't comprehend infinity. Oh, see, guess I'll just have to wait and see. Guess I'll just have to wait and see.
I drop the you will
back from the double header of music, and I do hope you enjoyed both the songs molded together for you. First up, we had Boy Azooga, and that was the track Oh Silly Me. And then we had the rather lightning track with EUT and It's Love But It's Not Mine, a rather brash, rocky song there. So I do hope you enjoyed both of those songs. But we are coming to an end for another episode, unfortunately. I can't believe it's nearly, 28 and a half minutes in, and we've still got one more song to go. It feels like it's absolutely flown past. So thank you very much for joining me once again on the Music Scout podcast, and I'm hoping for a few more exciting things to come up in the near future, and I hope you're all enjoying the new music whilst everyone is going through a fairly turbulent time, a very interesting time to say the least. I do hope this is keeping you occupied and taking you away from the stresses of life for just half an hour. So the last track is going to be Fuzzy Sun and I Ain't Right. I've played Fuzzy Sun on here before, and they are a fantastic band. I mean, even their album as well, they've got a few more singles coming out at the moment, and I've been a big fan of Want Love as well. So but A Modern Kind of Blue is their recent album. It came out this year, and this is a track from that album, which is going to be I Ain't Right, so do go and check that out. But apart from that, this is going to be me. I'm just going to leave you with a few plugs, which is obviously check us out on Mixer, Mixcloud, not Mixer. Mixer's gone, Mixer's dead. But Mixcloud is still really good, and essentially I'm trying to get people to listen to it on Mixcloud because it's a very helpful service in terms of the way that it allows me to put together a playlist of the songs, so in case you've missed any of the tracks or you want to go find out about them afterwards, they're going to be all there at the bottom, and it's on on most devices as well, so it's really handy. This isn't like some sort of sponsor plug or anything. I just find that it's really helpful compared to Spotify or anything like that, because you can just see underneath the songs, and then it also pops up with what specific song is playing at that specific time, which I find super handy, especially with radio shows or podcasts. I find that that's a downside of any sort of radio show or podcast at the moment, is that it doesn't really have anything to say what's playing at that point. So so check out the website as well, which is themusicscout.co.uk, and the social media, which is Twitter, which is the Music Scout with a little underscore. And we're also on Facebook as well, so do go out and check that out. And if you'd like to submit any of your band's music, or if you know of an artist that you would like to share with me, it's themusicscoutpodcast@gmail.com. So thank you all very much for joining me for this week's episode, and I will leave you with Fuzzy Sun and I Ain't Right, and do go and check out A Modern Kind of Blue. Ta-ra!